ability to speak into existence what was not there. That's what Hebrews 11:3 says. By faith we know that the worlds were framed by the word of God, that things that appeared were made by those things that do not appear, by the creative word that he spoke. So when you understand what he's saying there, Paul uses then Abraham as an example to explain. He said when Abraham was still yet without child, he called him Abraham. His name at first was Abram. His name was changed to Abraham. The name Abraham means father of many. He called him something he was not, because he was looking not at who he was, but looking at what he would be. So when God calls you, he's not looking at where you are. He's looking at where you're going. That's why he calls you righteous, even though you don't act like it all the time. He calls you holy, even though sometimes that can be questioned, because he's not calling you where you are. For John said, what manner of love hath the Father bestowed upon us, that we would be called the sons of God. And now we are called the sons of God. And it hath yet not appeared what we shall be. Someone say, shall be. You ain't seen nothing yet. God's not through with me. See, you're looking at my mistakes. You're looking at my problems. But God sees the best in me. When you look at my failures, you look at my unaccomplishments, but God still calls me victorious. God still calls me overcomer. God still calls me the one that's coming out, even though I'm still in it. So he calls those things which be not as though they were. When you realize this, it was then that Joshua was being molded into something that he didn't even recognize himself. So then we get to Joshua chapter 1. He said that my servant Moses is now dead. But notice that then, even then, the man of God that preceded him, the purpose of God didn't stop. Even though the man of God was removed, the purpose of God is still eternal. What we need to learn to do is plug into the purpose and stop trying to make our own road and say, Lord, where do you need me to go? Send me. If you need someone, send me. Well, the problem Joshua felt that he was insecure. He didn't believe that he had what it took. He didn't believe he was as good as Moses. That's why the Lord kept trying to encourage him. As I was with Moses, so shall I be. He tried to tell her, I will not fail thee. I didn't let Moses down, and I won't let you down. Somebody in here, God has given you a ministry. God has given you a destiny, and you feel like that you don't have what it takes. And I'm here to tell you the truth. You don't, but God's not looking at your credentials. He didn't want to have no PhD. She didn't even have an understanding of who she was, even in the move of worship. But what she had was a heart that was willing and able. All God is asking you, saints, is to get able. And what does that do? Then I need them now. If I'm called by God, I'm sanctified. But I can't just be sanctified. I have to be consecrated. See, sanctification has to be imputed on you. You can't sanctify yourself. No one can sanctify themselves. It has to be performed on. But you have every bit in right to consecrate yourself.